Your thoughts on users who claim natty status?
That's one thing that actually really bugs me. I made a decision the second I put a needle in me and knew that I was going that route, that I would own it and be upfront about it. Now, that doesn't mean I need to walk around parading it, but if somebody asked me, I made a decision, I would never say no.
The responsibility of them not thinking, oh, I can do that.
Right, and this goes into a million different avenues. It's like, okay, well, let's look at, and Ty and I have had these conversations with Jordan shoes and stuff, and it's like, why are you buying fake Jordans? Because you want to be a part.
I hate that world.
You want to be a part of some club. Well, if you want to be a part of that club that bad,
you got to earn it.
Work hard enough and earn it to join that club. Just like you're the Rolex we were talking about and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Fake Rollies, all this kind of stuff. It exists everywhere.
Yes.
If you want to take the shortcuts and get those things, you absolutely can. But if you're going to take steroids, it's no different. You want to be a part of a club that walks around with a sidewalk crack and fucking physique, and you're not willing to say that you're taking things. And the reality is, anybody that understands these drugs and knows a thing about a thing or two will know that you're on PEDs. There's certain looks and certain things that PEDs create in a body, and it's very, very easy to identify.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think, to be honest, for lack of a better term, I think they're fucking clowns. If you're walking around and saying you're natural, and there's a lot of people on higher levels of this industry that are doing this, and I think it's horrible. I think it's like, you're creating a vision for some of these young kids, these 16, 17-year-old boys and girls that think they can become you and do it naturally. And being in a position that I'm in, where I'm the coach and I help people get to those physiques, and hearing people come to me saying, I want to achieve this.
Liver King.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I want to achieve this, but I'm not willing to use PEDs. And it's like, hey, I'm not here to convince you to use PEDs, but I'm here to let you know that person uses PEDs.
Yeah.
Right? And like,
doesn't mean don't go train hard, but
Dwayne
just understand.
Johnson.
Oh, God.
A prime example. I was asked yesterday if I thought Dwayne Johnson used PEDs. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Of course he uses PEDs. There's like,
He's guy had 300 pounds in his life.
had gyno when he was a wrestler.
Yeah.
You don't just get gyno and be jacked. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of different pieces of that. And when it comes to the bodybuilding world, I mean, this bugs me even more because So when it comes to the federation that I coach in, which is the Canadian Physique Alliance, which is kind of the highway to the IFBB Pro League, and I coach athletes in the Pro League as well. I have a good handful of pros that I work with. There is a natural stream to that, where you do get piss tested when you win, and then you go to the next level, and you go to the national level, and you get piss tested if you win at the national level. If you win at the national level, you get your pro card. And then you go the natural pro route, which realistically, those pros are still IFBB pros, and they can compete in the open shows. The real ones who are natural choose not to because they understand what that looks like and that they will get fucking smoked.
Oh, yeah.
The playing
50,
field is not
60
fair.
Pounds, yeah.
100%, right? But
and those are already the genetic potential elite of the natural guys, and they couldn't even compete against someone who's not even ranked.
100%. And then you go to these natural national shows where people are competing for a pro card. I know coaches specifically that will put people on drugs and understand drugs enough that they can manipulate things, remove them in time so they're not detectable. And unfortunately, that's a real part of this thing too. And I really wish that would leave our sport, because I've been the guy that had athletes get second. It happened to me twice at nationals to athletes that I knew were enhanced because I knew who they were coached by. And it ended up turning out that they had told people they were enhanced and this and that, right? Even just this past season, there was a female competed at a natural pro show, and I think it was 5 weeks earlier, was backstage talking about what she was running to an athlete of mine at an open, non-tested show that was also a national show. And we're talking about a very, very good athlete. But again, it's the way that I look at it is this. If you're going to take drugs and go into a natural show, you're an absolute loser, because you're not willing, you can't win at the level when it's an even playing field. So you're willing to stack the cards in your favor and go in that side of things to get a pro card, and then what? Now you're gonna go to the pro level and get fucking smoked because you can't even win at the national level where it's other enhanced athletes. Good luck.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I have a bone to pick with that one, as you can tell, and I can't stand it. Right? It drives me absolutely fucking nuts. Embrace it. If you're gonna do this, that's one of the decisions you have to make, and there's a lot of things you have to think about and decisions you have to make when you go this route. That's a very strong one of them. When people ask you if you're enhanced, you should own that and say yes, because if you're scared to, you're not ready to do it.
And you're embarrassed. You're also admitting that you can't do what you're trying to promote.
100%.
That's what I hate about social media is you got these guys. I don't care whether you're lying or not, but if you've built up a 2 million follower, and let's say you're a guy and you've got all these young boys looking up to you, and you're selling your brand, you're making money, lying to them about
off of the idea that you're
that
something
they can
you're
look
not.
like you, and I just, that to me, I could never get away with that in my business.
No.
So I don't know how someone can go to bed at night and say, yeah, I just lied to a bunch of people to get paid.
It doesn't make sense to me, and it never will. Guys like us just can't wrap our head around it, and that's why I try not to lose too much sleep over it.
Yeah.
But like I said, when I see it, I definitely will speak up against it. And if people ask me, even online, I'll tag a person and call them out. I've done it before, because I have no problem with it. And if you want to come back to me, if you want to sit on a call and go, you want to sit at this table with me and go back and forth about it, I will any day of
Been
the
in
week.
the game too long
Yeah.
to be lied to. Yeah.